नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका के न्यूज़ 24/7 में। तो चलिए देखते हैं आज की हेडलाइंस। इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड्स, बीजेपी टुक होम लायंस शेयर ऑफ ₹16,000 crore political funding. In a landmark ruling, the Supreme Court on Thursday banned electoral bonds that had become a major source of funding for political parties in India. The scheme, termed unconstitutional now by the apex court, contributed over ₹16,000 crore to political parties' coffers since 2018. Among the beneficiaries, the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) stands out, receiving alliance shares of around 55% of approximately 6,565 crore, PTI reported, citing data from the Election Commission and the Association of Democratic Reforms. These bonds, which allows of anonymous donations, have been a key component of political funding, with some regional parties relying heavily on them for financial support. For the BJP, electoral bonds constitute more than half of its overall income, indicating their crucial role in sustaining political campaigns. Income Tax Department issues notice to taxpayers for donations to unrecognized political parties. The Income Tax Department has sent notices to a number of taxpayers who made donations to political parties that are registered but not recognized by the Election Commission. The notice sent to the individuals and corporates are of the donations made in FY21 and FY22 to find out whether such payments to lesser known political parties were used to evade tax and launder money, said people aware of the details. ET has been the sum of the notices sent under Section 80 GGC of the Income Tax Act. So far, about 5,000 notices have been sent for FY21 and FY22. We will be sending more notices in the coming days, a senior official told ET. The donations were made to about 20 registered but unrecognized political parties, the official said. Taxpayers can claim 100% reduction for donations to a registered electoral trust or political party. This is subject to total deduction not exceeding the individual's total income. GOP warning of national security threat is about Russia wanting nuclear weapon in space. The White House National Security Advisor and leading lawmakers on Capitol Hill sought to allay public concern on Wednesday after the House Intelligence Committee chairman warned of a national security threat related to a destabilizing foreign military capability so serious that President Joe Biden should declassify all information about it. Two sources familiar with deliberations on Capitol Hill said the intelligence has to do with Russia wanting to put a nuclear weapon into space. This would not be a drop of nuclear weapon onto Earth, but rather to possibility used against satellites. Still, it is very concerning and very sensitive, said one source, calling it a big deal. While not addressing the subject directly, multiple members of Congress quickly described the issue as serious without stoking public alarm. We are going to work together to address this matter as we do all sensitive matters that are classified. House Speaker Mike Johnson told reporters at the Capitol on Wednesday afternoon. AP Council released dates for state CETS. The Andhra Pradesh State Council for Higher Education APSCHE on Wednesday announced the schedule of the Common Entrance Test for the academic year 2024 and 25. The AP Engineering, Agriculture and Pharmacy Common Entrance Test is scheduled from May 13 to May 19. JNTU Kakinada is likely to conduct the EAP-CET. Around 1.2 lakh candidates are expected to appear for EAP-CET, and the council is heading to arrange test center at various locations in the state and a few centers in Hyderabad. Engineering Common Entrance Test will be conducted by JNTU Anantapuram on May 8. Integrated Common Entrance Test for admission to MBA and MCA courses will be conducted on May 6th. Sri Krishna Devaraya University Anandpur is conducting the ICET. Similarly, PGE-CET examination will be conducted by Sri Venkateshwara University, Tirupati from May 29 to May 31. Law Set examination will be conducted by Acharya Nagarjuna University on June 9. State Bank of India spurred 1.67% gains for third straight session. State Bank of India is quoting rupees 755.85 up 1.67% on the day as on 12:49 IST on the NSE. The stock is up 39.95% in last 1 year as compared to a 21.22% gain in Nifty and a 10.5% gain in a Nifty Bank index. State Bank of India is up for the third straight session in a row. The stock is quoting rupees 755.85 up to 1.67% on the day as on 12:49 IST on the NSE. The benchmark Nifty is up around 0.11% on the day, quoting at 2186.3.25. The Sensex is at 71855.64, up 0.5%. State Bank of India has added around 18.68% in last 1 month. Meanwhile, Nifty Bank index, of which State Bank of India in a constituent, has added around 4.41% in the last 1 month and is currently quoting at rupees 45,908.3, up 0.2% on the day. The volume in the stock stood at 203.61 lakh shares today compared to the daily average of 263.15 lakh shares in last 1 month. The benchmark February futures contract for the stock is quoting at rupees 755.7, up 1.29% on the day. State Bank of India is up 39.95% in last 1 year as compared to a 21.22% gain in Nifty and 10.5% gain in the Nifty Bank index. Mohammad Hafiz out as Pakistan national cricketer team director. Lahore, Pakistan. Pakistan cricket authorities said on Thursday that they would not renew the contract of national team director Mohammad Hafiz, showing him the door after disastrous tours of Australia and New Zealand. The Pakistan Cricket Board (PCB) appointed 43-year-old Hafiz in late 2023 after the side crashed out of the World Cup in India. But in his brief tenure, Pakistan were whitewashed 3-0 in a test series in Australia and lost 4-1 in a 2020 series in New Zealand. Hafiz's contract expired after the New Zealand series last month, so PCB is not extending it. PCB media director Alia Rashid told AFP. A losing streak has promoted a major shake-up for Pakistan, with skipper Babar Azam stepping down from all 3 formats in November and foreign coach Mickey Arthur also getting sacked. Google CEO Sundar Pichai uses 20 phones at a time. Here's why. Google CEO Sundar Pichai in a 2021 interview with BBC revealed that he uses at a time for different reasons. Wondering why? Well, Mr. Pichai does this as part of his job, as he needs to test different devices to make sure Google products work well on all of them. I am constantly changing and trying out every new phone, Mr. Pichai told the media outlet. In response to questions about his children's YouTube access, the Google CEO stressed the importance of both tech literacy and responsible use. He highlighted the need for self-imposed boundaries, reflecting on broader societal concern about technology's influence on young minds. Mr. Pichai also talked about how he keeps his account safe. He shared that he does not change his password often and relies on two-factor authentication for extra security. Two-factor authentication is way safer than meddling with the password repeatedly. When you change passwords quite frequently, you often have trouble remembering them and you end up mixing them. So it is always good to opt for two-factor authentication. Mr. Pichai, in a conversation with Wire, shared how he begins his day. He starts his day by reading Tech Meme, a website that collates the latest global tech news from around the world. UK economy enters recession, spells trouble for Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. The UK economy has officially entered recession as a result of falling gross domestic product, spelling trouble for Prime Minister Rishi Sunak in a general election year has made growing the economy as a key plank of his premiership. Latest UK Office for National Statistics (ONS) data on Thursday revealed that the country's GDP shrank 0.3% and between October and December 2023 and by 0.1% in the July to September quarter. A recession is defined as two consecutive 3-month periods where the economy contracts rather than grows. High inflation is the single biggest barrier to growth, which is why halving it has been our top priority. While interest rates are high, so the Bank of England can bring inflation down, low growth is not a surprise, said UK Chancellor Jeremy Hunt in response to the statistics. But there are signs the British economy is turning a corner. Forecasters agree that growth will straighten over the next few years. Wages are rising faster than prices. Mortgage rates are down and unemployment remains low. Although times are still tough for many families, we must stick to the plan, cutting tax on work and business to build a stronger economy, he said. Nawaz Sharif's party calls for boycott of Uber's local unit. The party of Pakistan Prime Minister in waiting Shehbaz Sharif is calling for the boycott of a ride-hailing company for using a catchphrase popularized by the supporters of his rival, jailed former Premier Imran Khan. A senior leader from the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz Party said on X that Kareem Pakistan use of slogan program gone bust in a social media campaign was the useless marketing tactic to stay relevant and called on users to find other ride-hailing services. The party accused the company controlled by Uber Technologies Inc. of pushing political agendas in another X post. Kareem Pakistan's marketing campaign ran after the South Asian country's most continuous elections, Dawn newspaper reported. The catchphrase was popularized by Khan's supporters and it refers to the resounding success of the independent candidates backed by his Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party who won the most seats in last week's election despite a government crackdown. The phrase was first coined by a PTI leader after a brawl with the PMLN politicians on a television show last year according to Dawn. Rajya Sabha polls. BJP re-nominates Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav from Odisha, L. Murugan from Madhya Pradesh. BJP on Wednesday released another list of 5 candidates for upcoming Rajya Sabha polls, fielding Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav from Odisha and L. Murugan from Madhya Pradesh. From Madhya Pradesh, BJP has named 3 more candidates beside Murugan, the MOS in the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, for the live 5 vacancies from the states. These includes Umesh Nath Maharaj, Maya Marolia and Bansilal Gurjar. Both Vaishnav and Murugan will be serving their second term in the upper house if elected. Railway Minister Vaishnav is likely to get elected with the support of the state ruling party Biju Janata Dal (BJD), as was the case during the former IAS officers election for the first team in 2019. On Sunday, BJP has named 14 candidates for the Rajya Sabha polls, including former Union Minister RPN Singh and Sudhanshu Trivedi, the only outgoing MP nominated by the party so far. It later named 2 more candidates from Rajasthan, dropping outgoing MP and Union Minister Bhupender Yadav, who is likely to fight the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. Thunderstorm, lightning and hail warning for Odisha till tomorrow morning. Dense fog to continue. The Indian Meteorological Department had issued thunderstorm, lightning along with hail warning for 6 districts of Odisha, Jharsuguda, Sundargarh, Keonjhar, Mayurbhanj, Sambalpur and Devgarh till 8:30 am on Friday. There is also a forecast for light to moderate rain or thunder shower at 1 or 2 places in interior Odisha, Baleshwar and Bhadrak. Dense fog is also likely at 1 or 2 places in Puri, Khordha, Nayagarh, Ganjam, Gajapati, Cuttack, Angul, Dhenkanal, Jajpur, Kendrapada, Jagatsinghpur, Kandhamal and Bodh during this period according to the midday bulletin. Yellow warning of dense fog has also been surrounded for 1 or 2 places in Baleshwar, Bhadrak, Jajpur, Kendrapada, Cuttack, Jagatsinghpur, Puri, Khordha, Nayagarh, Ganjam, Gajapati, Kandhamal, Rayagada, Kalahandi, Koraput and Nabarangpur during the subsequent 24 hours. Dry weather will prevail across the state thereafter, with no large change in the night temperature during the next 4 to 5 days. The weather agency further said that Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, Chandbali, Paradip, Khordha, Angul, Jagatsinghpur and Kendrapada experienced dense fog on Thursday morning. Shallow to moderate fog was also seen at Baripada and Keonjhar. Simligoda and Koraput districts recorded the lowest minimum temperature of 9.7 degrees Celsius in the last 24 hours, followed by G. Udaygiri in Kandhamal at 10.5 degrees Celsius at Koraput and 12 degrees Celsius. The mercury rose to 20.9 degrees Celsius in Bhubaneswar and 19.6 degrees Celsius in Cuttack. ऐसे और न्यूज़ को जानने के लिए जुड़े रहिए के न्यूज़ 24/7 के साथ.